Good evening, everybody. And sound, always the sound. It's a little bit too loud on my side. Probably on your side not. I thought I changed that. Pro streamer, you know, yay, it is Saturday. It is a monster or bust. And everything is going great. I hope it's going great at your place too. And with my grade was sarcastic. The one I wish you, of course not. My tablet is still updating suddenly. So I am watching chat. Oh wow. A little late guy, but yeah, you can start up. Fine, go ahead. So I am watching chat now temporarily for my telephone. And I see my whole camera is off again. Sound is hopefully okay. Oh, let's see. I'm going to my big screen now. Perfectly. Oh wow. On my phone, the same problem I had yesterday. I could see my stream, everything. Here I was not live. Now Twitch says you are live. So let's see. Yeah, I know you did an update. And I see myself, I see some movement. So I am going to see if I have a little bit of sound. I have sound. So you should have sound too. Great. Stream manager. And now I see, yeah, oh, nice. That deserves a sip of coffee. Good. Monster or bust Saturday. Meaning I am going to, oh surprise, paint Nagash. As I have done for the last few streams. Yesterday I was still doubting about what colors I should use for its armor. Well, the green I was quite fond about. The only thing was the whole, yeah, I call them edges from the armor, probably have another name. As you can see, I did try out some colors. I tried out some true metallic colors. I did like the copper color. I can still see a little bit. Oh, I forgot to paint a little piece of there. There's still a little bit metallic paint on there. But I decided, as I am making the green of the army also a little bit non-metallic metallic. It's more like a edge highlighting technique that I'm going to do instead of really non-metallic metallics. Still not very confident that I can do. I'm confident enough to say I can do it, but not on something like this. I'll have to practice a little bit more on just like simple swords and that kind of stuff before I go into painting something like Nagash. So Nagash will have to do with a little bit of edge highlighting, and I just took out the box art to see what it means for the rest of its armor. On the box art, all those edges, his elbow parts, his knee parts and parts of his boots, they are all bone, just like the whole staff almost. I'm not going to do that because I already painted this copper. I'm going to do all those pieces also copper. Maybe I am going to do this skeleton and the bone parts of his, until here probably, his whole staff. I will also do in a copper color, in a bone color, and the rest will be more copper color. And that's what I decided to do yesterday. So, for the green I am using the Scale Color Fantasy Games Despair Green. I really love this color. It is part of a non-metallic set for not really metallic colors, but for a green, a blue and a red metallic armor color, metal color. And for the copper I am going to use Kalahari Orange as base color. For the green I will use a grey and a white. And for the copper I will usually at least use a dark orange or ochre color like this one, Sahara yellow. And well, I did something with white yesterday. I'm not really sure I should go that far with the copper. At least not those. This part is I don't like. But anywho, before I start with all those copper and green parts, I am going to give the staff and all the parts that I want to make bone color. I will give my basic bone color brown, or better say Dubai brown. And let's get painting, because that's what I am supposed to. You know what? Even after more than a year streaming, I still get nervous. I'm even checking if I have my right glasses on. I'm going to still my nerves with a little shot for those on sick leave, as I am officially still am. Good. But Baldi, why are you always so nervous? Because there's nothing to be nervous about. Yeah, tell my brain that. About painting, I am confident enough to stream, to talk a bit about that. Although I do not still have all those I would almost say those real professional skills like glazing. Still I have a lot to learn about those, how to use those techniques. A little bit of theory I know about. So that's not what I'm really nervous at. The one thing that I'm doing now, talking, that's one of the things I am nervous about. Because I know that I am normally a little bit that socially strange guy. So I have, yeah, talked myself probably into that I'm not good in small talk. Most of the time when people ask me questions about my painting, for example, oh, I can talk. But when I have to really just sit here, paint and oops, let's see how I can pick this one up. Let's see. Because this is not, yeah, there are some skulls on there who I could make. Big skull I am going to make bone color too. So yeah, on a social level I'm a little bit reluctant to talk. I always thought just I'm shy. Maybe I am a bit shy. But normally when somebody talks to me, I do talk back, and I do not really feel shyness or something to react to that. So it's probably not shyness, just the knowledge that I am that kind of socially weird. At least that's what my brain tells me. So yeah, that's always a little bit of a difficulty. But hey, let's talk some painting, as I am that's one of the things I can talk about. When I started streaming, and I'm still doing right now also, not right now, but when I'm off stream, and sometimes when I get on YouTube, I also watch YouTube videos about pro streamers that talk about how they started and their problems, and not to fall into those same traps as they did, how to prepare for a stream. I have done that several times, 2 hours before the stream, pen and paper behind, and then think about topics I want to talk about. And well, that's also one of those things, complete blanks. What do I want to talk about? There's also a little thing like I am not really up to date to what is happening in the world. I mean, I know there is a war in the Ukraine. I know Rusland. Oh my God! It's a real good evening to talk English, I believe. Rusland. Anywho, you know, is doing something with the gas for heating our houses and everything in Europe. Now I understand why it sounds so weird, because it's not Rusland, it is Russia. My brain. And maybe my brain is also a little bit full. Well, my brain is at least a little bit full, because I had a guest this afternoon. We talked a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. She is one of my DMs for Dungeons and Dragons. She borrowed some minis from me for a demo game at some demo game for the gaming store, and of course no problem, you can get them, and she did take them back today, and we had a quite long chat about how that went, and also all the plans she has, because the group that we were playing with her was is a little bit falling apart. We already had 2 players leave, got 2 new players. It's only a group of 4. So yeah, when 2 players leave, that's quite an impact on the group. But luckily we did find 2 new players. Unfortunately, one of those new players did say was also a new player for Dungeons and Dragons, never done it. Was or too busy or didn't feel like it. Whatever the reason was, he did quit the group. So, and then Corona hit, so we couldn't come together. And she is trying to get it a little bit together, but that campaign is probably on hold. Sadly enough, was a really nice campaign to play in. I played a half-elven druid, and then a half-elven with a human mother and a half elf drow father. So I of course had all the features of a drow, and yeah, drow are not always liked everywhere, so a little bit of a problem sometimes. I have to see if I keep my... Oh, that's perfect, because my background is not completely centered where it should be, but I've moved my camera again. Good. Now that was everything that is brown is going to be a bone color. Now let's go on with the whole armor and get out the green, and not just a green, despair green. Great color for armor of a mini that is called Nagash, the Supreme Lord of the Undead, I guess. Let's see that we can get... I know this part is going to be behind the robe, but hey, let's just paint it at least green. This part will be visible. This green already looks a bit metallic. There's a nice brightness about it. That's indeed the also the red that is in the same set as this one. I don't know. It's a really dark red. So I should have it here. So it's over here. That's Tinderless red. Has the same thing, even though it is not a metallic paint. It has a little bit of a some metallic sheen to it. I really love that red color. It's also a great color for if you want a nice bright red with dark, big contrasting red shadows. I have to see that kneecap or knee protection. Yeah, no, we are not going to make that green. Everything about everything else of the no, this is all part of the robe. That's going to be behind the robe, so it would be a shame to paint all that. Already, he has, just like Space Marines, he has some parts here not very visible on that other one because it's raised, but it looks like he has some bandages over here, of course, I'm looking for, to protect his skin from the scraping with the armor. Or the other sculptor just didn't know what to do else with it, but I am guessing it is, if you are wearing metal armor, even if you are a lich and undead and whatever you want, probably you, well, I guess, especially because you are... Hey, Tetrician, hello! Good work on Nagash so far. Hope it's all well with you this evening. Thank you, welcome, and well, it's slowly going the right way. I did paint today a little bit off stream, so I have the idea that slowly I am getting better, getting crawl out of my I've been I had a little bit difficulty finding the inspiration and what's the right word for it? Yeah, I just didn't feel much like painting. But I have changed my diet a little bit. That less sugar. That always sounded a little bit strange to me because hey, sugar gives you power, gives you energy. Yeah, but also a very, very big dive afterwards. And that's probably why I know I have somewhat of a sugar addiction. A real first world problem. So I have now for a few days even cut down on my carbohydrates and sugar, and I already feel quite more energetic. So that's a good sign. And as I still cannot really walk much, it's good that I can put my energy into painting and streaming. And oh, by the way, thank you for that you like to work on Nagash. Yeah, I must say, now I have started painting him. Okay, those are also those kind of bandages. I really start to enjoy it. Great news. I should cut down myself, but the smokes are my big. Oh yeah, tomorrow will be a big paint day for me. Gonna do up a new warband for ranges of shadow. Oh, okay. Nice. And yeah, smokes. Oh yeah, I've been smoking for 25 years, and I really know how difficult it can be. You love the story of Nagash, some serious story and law behind him. Really want to read his book at some point. Yeah. To be honest, I know very, very little about the character himself. Sadly enough, I should have searched more about him before painting, so I could tell others. But and also, yeah, reading right now. Oops, I am a little bit more occupied right now with painting. I do love to read, although I am more of a Stephen King fan. But yeah, to be honest, indeed, I have a few Games Workshop books, or at least that is what I call them, especially one about Space Wolves, well, not in general, but Ragnar Blackmane, of course. And I do like the writing style. I read that book within 2 weeks, no problem. But right now I am my life is already a little bit full. My brain is a little bit full, and this room that I'm sitting in is really full. And I got the advice to clean everything up, and before I start cleaning up my life, and it's not a big mess, my life, but cleaning up this room would help a lot, because a clean work room is a good room to work. So I am, I am doing something that I wanted to start 3 years ago, never done it, never gotten to it, and now I am, because I have a desk over there, and that's, well, at least under there should be somewhere a desk, but it's literally cluttered with all kinds of dice and mainly minis. And I want to transfer them all to, I have some kitchen rollies that I can, because behind those there are some more little closets and everything that I can use for storage, but I cannot reach them if all that other stuff is in the way. So I am magnetizing all those minis, and I've put metal foil on the bottom of all those the baskets for the rollies, so I can, if I move them, they don't all fall. But yeah, the problem is half of the minis have a normal wargaming basis, so they have an indent in the. I guess you know what I mean, but they look like this. They have an edge standing up, so this is how they go. I can just one drop of super glue, a magnet in there, and that's that. Only the other half are all 3D prints, and they have solid bases, so I have to drill holes in them. That's a little bit more work, and that's something I am doing now, between streaming, painting, and being sick. And you got way too many minis. No, you don't, because, sorry, you can never have too much minis. Yeah, keep buying more. Yeah, that's, love painting them up and having them, especially the last part, having them. I mean, I always have the urge to, paint them all. Yeah, well, are you going to leave them then? Because when I have painted them, they do not fit back on the place where I have them, because right there I see boxes full of sprues with minis. Yeah, put them together, paint them, and then where are you going to put them? Yeah, but that's a problem for later. So yeah, no, I know what you mean. No, indeed, I also, my last count was that I have just above 4,000 minis, but that was before I sold 200 of them. About. Yes, I did sell some minis, and so yeah, it's almost 4,000 minis, and 1,200. Well, maybe 1,300 by now are painted. The rest I still have to paint. So yeah, I know. And especially if you have, like me, last year it's has been, I really need to paint right now, and I want to paint, and I go upstairs, I go sit here, take my brush, take a mini. No, that's all energy I had, and luckily that is now changing a little bit. It's true, I'm gonna get shelves built soon, and hopefully that will help. Yeah, the great thing with the mini is they sell well, and usually for more than bought, especially for the GW stuff. Yeah, sure. That's now that was the the minis that I did sell, I got them a few years ago. Before I started with all this, before I started with Dungeons and Dragons, I already did do wargaming and painting. I did also LARP, so live action role play, so with real rubber swords and everything. Few weekends a year, and loved it. But at my current work, it's a big problem if I want a Friday and a Monday off. So I had to say goodbye to that, because normally with a LARP weekend you start on Friday, so I have to drive there. You have to set up your tent. You have to do a lot of stuff. At the evening they start. Sunday in the afternoon they stop. So you have to break everything down, clean it a little bit. The Monday I always need just to clean everything thoroughly, and also a day of rest. Well, that was not possible. I could get a Monday or a Friday off, but not back to back. So yeah, then I don't. Then sorry. Then I just stopped with LARPing. On my behalf, the two small groups I was LARPing with, they also did quit about that time, so it was not a big problem. But anyway, somebody said, hey, do you still LARP? I said, no, I don't, but I still have all that stuff. You know somebody who wants it, because it's lying around? Yeah, he said, I want to, because my daughters want to LARP. I would like to, but do you want money for it, or do you want some really great minis for it? Well, yeah, minis sound very, very, very great. Very good. Well, he says, I have the Games Workshop Chaos Dwarfs army. The full old school metal army. Yeah, there is no new school Chaos Dwarf army. They only made it once and never again. So I have that whole army, and I have a full Vampire Count army, and he knew I loved on that. So he wanted to trade that for all my LARP stuff, and I kept counting, and that's even a profit for me. So yeah, we traded. And about two months ago, he contacted me. Roy, do you still have those armies? I said, yeah, I have them. Only the undead army, because half of it was built, half of it was not built. The part that was not built, I probably have already kit bashed into a lot of other stuff. Oh, say, no problem, but the Chaos Dwarfs you have? Say, yeah, the Chaos Dwarfs I have, full, completely painted. Not by me, not by him, but that's no problem. Yeah, he wanted to buy them back, so and that sounds great. Those Chaos Dwarfs are so tough to find. Yeah, now I do know that if I would have put them on eBay, I would, I think for the whole army, I think that I could get close to 2,000 euros if I find the right person, of course. But then you never know exactly who you are dealing with. With him, I know he is going to play with them. He is going to use them. He loves that army. So yeah, I didn't get those 2,000 euros, not even close. But at least I gave it to somebody who really appreciates it. And well, the fun part is, it was in fact once it was his army. So why not? So I had to say good. And by the way, they were at. I just had them in my attic in the box and did nothing with it. So in those cases, I always have a little thing like, yeah, if I know somebody really wants it and is in love with it, is going to use it, I'm not using it. Hey, why not? It's only collecting dust in my my house. So yeah, but it was a really great all metal army, really nice old-fashioned feel. That's the big thing. He appreciates it and will use and love them. Yeah, the day, because I know I call it my attic, but it's officially the room. It's obviously not even a room. It's only where my roof goes down further. and we made a hole in that drywall wall, without, of course, cutting down some support beams. And I can use that whole room as an attic. The only problem was I did exactly know where it was, but there was 3 years of all other kind of stuff in front of it, so I had to clean out the whole thing, and that with my leg. It took me 3 weeks to finally reach the right box, but everything is clean out. It's everything that I saw from, hey, I haven't used it, throw it away. All kinds of rubbish. And yeah, by the day I called them, and he said, oh, can I get it right now? I said, yeah, you're welcome, come and get it. He said, good, because this weekend I am going to use them. So, hey, great. So yeah, that's always a little bit my time. Sometimes I am a little bit of a fool. That I, yeah, maybe a little bit too loving about those kind of stuff, that if I sell it to a stranger who can sell his his buying pitch to me, like, oh no, I love them, I'm really great, I will do this, I will do that, and yeah, then I will probably sell it for much less than it would be worth. But hey, it's if I can make somebody happy with stuff that I am not using anyway, why not? I've always been a little bit of a sucker for that. If I can help people in with this hobby or any other of my hobbies. And also, yeah, I can sell. I have a lot of stuff here that I say, yeah, I would like to paint it, but probably never will. I can sell it, but then you have to put it online, and yeah, and yeah, you can get maybe a really nice price about it, but who is the guy who's selling it, buying it? I mean, I can go online, try to find out what a real good price would be for that and that item, and then try to sell it. Will take probably quite some time. There will be some haggling. Maybe people want to see it first, and yeah. If I had nothing else to do but just sit here, paint, and wait for people react on my stuff that I am selling, yeah, okay, no problem. Then, but unfortunately, I also have a day job, a very busy day job. And all the fuss around it. It goes the same with all the stuff that I had in my attic. There was an old radio CD player for in the car. Well, my car right now has a built-in one, so I do not even a second. Even if that one would go broke or break, then it would go broke. It's something different. Yes, if that one would break, very nice, but I cannot replace it with this one. And it was also a very old one. Hey, Chewy MP. Yeah, thank you. It's yeah, really good. Yes, a very sick mini. Nagash, Supreme Lord of the Undead. And welcome to the chat. I hope everything is great at your side. And as I was saying, and got a little bit distracted, no, I don't mean anything by that, Chewy, but that's how my brain always works. Always stop where I'm telling things and then greet people who are coming in. But I did clear out my attic quite rigorously, is that even a word? Whatever, everything that was there. Well, not everything. There is some foam boards and stuff that I can still use for building. Those I did leave, but I found an old a lot of foam for transporting minis in suitcases or in cases, mini cases, whatever, tool cases, whatever you want to call them. They were already so old that they were all some of them were already falling apart by just touching it. So I just decided, hey, I am not going to play with all these minis. I'm just painting them and that's it. So I don't need to transport them in such masses. So why keep all? It were about 3 boxes full of foam, especially for transporting minis. Yeah, I could have taken time to find out which pieces were still good and maybe sell those, but it was not worth my time. I just drove to a thrift store, or at least it's that's, I believe, the American version to say it. It's more of a recycling store here in the Netherlands. Everything they can use they sell in their shop, but everything they cannot use or is broken they will recycle. And then I had something, yeah, let's let them sort it out. If they can think they can use it, then let them use it. And otherwise, let them throw it away. And oh my God, I now, yes, my throat. I did have a guest over today, and she used to be my my DM for Dungeons and Dragons group that existed just before Corona started. And of course, yes, that we wanted to get back, but yeah, some of the people have moved on and now it's a little bit of a trouble, and so we cannot get the old group back. So she is, but anyway, she borrowed some minis from me last week because she was going to give a D&D demo at a gaming store. And yeah, of course, why not? What do you need? And she did bring them back. And yeah, when she got them, she did not have time to talk. Today it's she had more than enough time, so we did talk a little bit. Whew. So my voice is probably breaking a little bit, but hey, getting games is hard. The D&D games, yeah, especially in these day and ages. We had exactly the same thing. She is trying to get a new campaign started. She has already 2 people who want to play. I immediately said, hey, if I can, I want to join, but it has to be on a Sunday. And every other Sunday I am at my own gaming club, another D&D game. So we will have to squeeze it in somewhere. And everybody has always a lot of other stuff to do, but it can happen, of course. But yeah, no, getting games together is indeed it's hard, especially if you do not. I know in America it is a little bit different, like here in Europe, or at least Netherlands. If we have to drive by car for half an hour to get somewhere, that's that's a long time. That's not something you want to do. Yeah, every week is not really. That half an hour is maybe. But if you have to drive an hour to get somewhere every week, that's a lot of. Yeah, no, that's a lot. So that's a little bit of. And yeah, I know I have to. When I go on my bicycle, it takes me 45 minutes. And to be honest, if the weather is good, I have no problem with that. And otherwise, I can always go with my car, which is about 15-20 minutes. So that's also no problem. But yeah, some other players they did had to drive a little bit further. Yeah. And you drive 3 hours often. Oh, that's if I go a day or a weekend somewhere, then 3 hours drive, no problem for me. But yeah, not on a very regular thing like every week or every 2 weeks. That would, for me, to be honest, a little bit too much. Has also to do with through the week I do not have much of free time, or at least I do not know about a lot of that time. When I start working, the brain is overloading, guys, sorry. With my work, I know my starting time, but I never know when I finish, and it can be between 3 o'clock in the evening, in the morning. I start at 6 in the morning, and I can, if I'm lucky, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon I am finished. That is good, but most of the time it will be around 5 o'clock, and in most worst cases it can even be 8-9 o'clock in the evening. And so I cannot really plan things ahead during the week. So that's why I always have to plan a lot of stuff in the weekend. And yeah, when you have it planned in the weekend and suddenly I do get off a few days off at 3 o'clock, wow, I have a whole a lot of hours extra. Then my head has a problem with putting those planning in reverse. So hey, I had planned that on Saturday, but now I can do it on a Tuesday afternoon. That's a little thing that my head, and especially if you have made plans with other people, then you of course do have problems with that, because yeah, I can now at 2 o'clock, but yeah, they probably don't. So. I have in the past, there were quite some streams I had to cancel just because I was still at work. Especially the Friday is a day that can certainly be a long one, a long work day. And yeah, every other Saturday officially I have to hey, Viking Pie, welcome. I was just complaining again about my work times and getting some D&D groups together and planning about it. Well, because today I had Frederike at my home. The girl that was at Spelt a few weeks ago. That was my, yeah, she did borrow some minis from me for a D&D, for the D&D demo game because she gave a demo. The gaming store, good. Of course, you can get every meaning you want for that kind of stuff. And when she got them, she did not have time to talk. Well, today she did have time. So that's why my voice is already quite, breaking down a little bit. But yeah, she is. She was also looking for the new players for a new D&D campaign. She was trying to do, because, well, we were busy with one. But yeah, one player has already said, no, I'm not going to make it anymore. Some others were still in doubt. One is still very fanatic and fanatically, and yeah, no, I want to, but yeah, with only 2 players, it's not really fun. No, that was the problem. She was not the only one talking, so. But yeah. So yeah, we did talk a lot. And of course I said, well, I have no problem if you are going to do it on a Sunday. You know that every second Sunday I am with a guy who calls himself Viking Pie, doing also some D&D. So that's, but the other Sunday I am still free. And you never guess what kind of campaign, what adventure she is going to play. It plays in Barovia, I believe. Curse of, yeah, right. But she already said, I have all, she already did almost rewrite half of the book, because it was not, it's supposed to be a horror story, but nah, not the way that is written and not the way that is written, so. And she said, yeah, but will that not be a problem when you play it with, because of course I told them that you were also maybe planning on playing Strat next year. To be honest, luckily I have a very bad short-term memory. That's point one. As a role player, I do know the difference between what I know and what my character knows. And I mean, that it would not be fun if I cannot have fun if I would know that I would be metagaming in that case. That would completely take the fun out of it. But also, she has a completely different approach than you. So I am, in fact, really, really curious how it all turns out. And especially we have, of course, a little bit of a different group. So I think that it is going to be quite a different game. Even if you play the same story for Dungeons and Dragons. Take care, guys. Have a great night. Good luck. Gotta hit the town. Hey, no problem. Thank you for popping by. Thank you for staying to lurk. And I have a great Saturday and a great Sunday. Stay safe. And see you next time. It also helps that you are out of the Forgotten Realms setting, so you don't have to, would my character know this as much? Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I know that Forgotten Realms is a D&D setting, but what the difference is between other settings, I have no idea. The fun part, well, will certainly be that one of the players is a player I don't know right now. He's coming off all the way from Utrecht, all the way over here to play, and he is a real genius in making really great characters that are always a little bit mischievous, but is a really great, and is certainly not going to be a player that likes to fight. So could be very interesting. I have to go check how have they done this. I'm going to look at the staff. Yeah, it's mostly bone what they do. I don't like that. I do like the red accents. Although if I would like to make this and this all the same copper color as the armor, to tie it up a little bit more with the mini, to use red in here, maybe a very bright red, but maybe also an emerald green. Try out time. Oh, I still have some of the paint on my palette. If you are not certain with certain color combinations, my advice, try it out. Are you even allowed to paint this mini without using... no, oh no, I am... this is a big heresy over here. I mean, until now I have not used any Games Workshop paint or whatever. I'm a big sinner. And I must say, if I would only be using the Games Workshop paint that I still have, it would be quite a silly color combination. Oh, wait, I do have some contrast paints. So, not completely the colors I would choose, but and I do have some, of course, the technical paints. This is, of course, Nurgle's Rod, a really great color, one of the most important. So, blood for the blood god, always good. So yeah, I do not have a lot of Games Workshop paints in storage. I sold most of them last year. The only ones that I still have in storage is mainly the washes and technical paints. So the paints that I also have on my desk. Yeah, that's so yeah. So I did those white. That is white. This paint is not really, a little bit too thin. I need to, when I go to stop painting tonight, I will have to rehydrate my my wet palette a little bit, because the paints are drying. They are not completely dried out. They are still a little bit fluid. Well, let's do the other side, but not fluid enough to rehydrate with a little bit of medium. This is about the base color for the copper. Am I still? Yeah, I am on screen. Good. was a little bit bummed out about Carol not streaming today, because I wanted to find out if for the second time all my alerts work. But then we have to find out next Saturday. And to be honest, I already had enough technical problems at the start. Exactly 2 minutes before I started to stream, my tablet said, "Hey, we have an update, so I'm going to update." What the? So I had to use my phone for just in case in the first few minutes. My coffee machine was making a weird noise, so I had to go downstairs to get my coffee. But it's luckily still hot. The first, very strange, on my phone. I try to, before I start with the countdown, I have another page. And I have, I can at least use the fallen hairs alerts, or I should be. But on my phone, Twitch said, no, you're not online. So you cannot, you can only cheer if you are online. But I am online. I am. Now I saw that with my tablet, hey, I am online. Okay. Pro streamer, you know. I was thinking about emerald green, but his armor is already quite green. I do think I will go for a fairly nice bright red, even though this is orange, or looks a bit orangey. But it is Kalahari orange, so yes, it is orange. Okay, okay. What nice bright red do we have? Almost none. But are we going to use the scale color ones? Yeah, I do have it's not a bright red, by the way. No. The fuchsia I am not going to use. Those three are almost the same. The rolling. I have 4 reds from Reaper that are almost the same. The brilliant red, the magma red, and the clear red. There is a little bit difference, but it's about this. So, and to be honest, yeah. This is blood red. Oh, this is also nice. Oh yeah, it's Antares red. Still a little bit darker than that. Well, you sound video is back in sync, so that's something. Yeah, because today I had all the day I had my laptop on. When I'm working and painting and everything, I listen to Critical Role, and I want to do that on my laptop. So I decided half an hour before I start streaming, shut down the laptop and just start it over again. So it's fresh, it's new, and I guess that has a little bit to do with it. At least that is my my experience with my computers. That if they are getting somehow slow or something, just reboot. Or as a real ITer would say, have you turned it off and on again? Let's see how the... Oh, I have to keep this one over here, the Antares red. Because this morning I wanted to update my my notes about painting Nagash. Over there are all my my notebooks for keeping track of all my at least I try to keep track of all the minis that I have painted and what way, with what colors. Oh my god, I have not made even one note about Nagash. So luckily I had all the paints still on my table. Except those that I used for the bone colors, but that was quite standard. This is already something I thought. The red is not really, because the rest is already orange. It's not really getting the attention I had hoped for. But we do have, I can use green for the other one in a moment when that is dry. Meanwhile, while I am still painting the orange, let's go on with that. Like the bottom of his staff. Oh, by the way, I did finish a model today with painting. It's the one it's for my monthly Goblin Inspiration mini, and I'm quite happy with it. I'll show it in a moment because I'm quite proud of it. It's one of my favorite Dungeons and Dragons creatures they have. And a great thing to practice when you have trouble with painting eyes. Yes, it is a beholder. There she is. Whee! A beholder, only this is the bobby holder, as they call it. A baby beholder. And look how happy he is. And of course, because it's flying, I have to put it on a flying stand. So yeah, that's for Goblin Inspiration, because we had 2 words this month. It was trick or treat, and yeah, look how happy she is. He, it's Bobby. Yeah, Bobby can be a woman, but it's a he. Sorry. Look how happy he is. So it's so happy, so sweet. It's a real treat. But when he grows up, could be tricky. Yes, I used both words again. The green, by the way, and the purple are speed paints. So that was quite a quick paint. And the highlights on the purple, on the purple tentacles, I made with a wet Q-tip and just wiping off the dried speed paint. It's one of the bad things of the speed paints is they rehydrate after drying, but you can use that really great to get some nice some nice highlights. Instead of painting over it with a lighter color, you just take away color. Unfortunately, I forgot, because the nice red cheeks, yeah, the right and left cheeks. I used a glazing technique and I totally forgot to seal it with varnish. So that's why it's a little bit uneven, the color. But I was not in the mood to repaint the whole thing. And to be honest, if you look at people who have really, especially when it is cold, they have red cheeks. Those are always not one color. So it's by accident very realistic. Also dry, so yeah, I'm going to go look for a over there to look for a nice bright greenish color for the staff. Don't put your fingers on wet paint. I'll have to repaint some of those on the back. As bad as I thought. Good. So yeah, now it's dried up. The red and the orange are not really, I know this is going to be a little bit more to the yellowish side, so I'm going to highlight it, but no, red is not doing it for me. Orange, let's have a nice green color. But do I go for moss green? Oh wait, let's try grave gloom on Nagash. See how that goes. Let's see if it... Look, that's quite a lot of paint on the... Such a light green, it almost looks like yellow. When I put it on here. I will put a second like the green at least better than the red, as it really pops out. Maybe it's not the right kind of green. No, we have two more sides to try out. And keep your model a little bit in the center. Oh yeah, and next week on Friday there will be no stream. Oops. As I am going out painting, trying out my new paint case. And getting a little bit live, in real life chatting possibilities on my Friday. Of course, Saturday I will certainly be back with this little guy. Let's see here, that's all. Top on here. Yeah, let's do the whole. There are very nice little skulls in here. I will paint those also bone color later on, if I don't forget. But for now, especially the space in between, I also want to have the dark copper color, so it looks like they are inlaid in the staff. That's why I'm just painting them all the same orange. It's a little bit easier than if I paint them bone and then all the spaces in between orange, of course. Well, we are busy on the one side. Let's do the other side too. And I have to watch out that I do not touch the mini too much, I see, because on his right hand, you can not really see it on camera, but some of the paint is already rubbing off. Oh, over here also. But you have a mini holder made, yeah, but it's not perfect. I do have to find somewhere to put my fingers to keep the whole mini still while I'm painting, and I have to get my painter, my brush hand also in a certain position that I still have a little bit of stability. Maybe it's an idea for the next time to start to wear gloves. Gloves do not are not as rough as a human skin. That's one of the reasons that you see a lot of painters always wear gloves. And to be honest, I have more than enough gloves, but I have a few boxes full. I used to think that people who use their gloves while painting with a brush, I mean, of course, that used gloves, they used it because they don't want to get their hands dirty. No, it's 100% just to make sure that you do not rub the paint of the Mini of the Mini. And good to know. So yeah, I am afraid not that it is a big problem for me, by the way. With or without gloves, I don't mind so much. Those are all. Oops, sorry. A little burp. So let's do the bottom of the spear. One more coat. See what colors of green we have for the staff, to see what colors we are going to use. And while I am checking for that, let's have a little sip of coffee. Yes, a little, some kind of teal would not be. This is not really. Oh, third degree. Let's see if that. Yep. See if that. I do always like the and I mean this color. It's one of my favorite greens. Now we have already a light green on this side. Let's give it a second. Coffee. Chaotic. Yeah, I am going to put on some gloves. Few weeks back at the Lidl, they sold not latex gloves, but what are those always called? I always forget. Nitrile gloves. Not that I have a latex allergy. I have very cold hands. It's starting to. It's fall already, so let's put on some gloves. Okay, who is here for the physical exam? Nobody? No, too bad. Anywho, oh, at Lidl they sold And of course I only bought 2 boxes. At that price I would have, it was maybe better to buy a few boxes more, but they have nice colors. These are green, I have blues, and I have even pink ones. Well, the red we are not going to use. So now I can nicely take the mini, put it in the center of the camera and paint this at least white again. Like such. The only thing that I do lose at this moment with this kind of painting, I had a nice zenithal highlight, but this piece I don't think it will matter very much. So we have a very light green that I wanted to give a second. Now it's dry, by the way, it looks more green than when I applied it. And this is just a little bit of the base color. So I will add later on a little bit of shading once I have decided which color exactly I am going to use. So that's the, let's keep it right here, the Grave Gloom. Good name, looks better than the red. I have the Verdigris. Let's try that one. And I was now thinking about a more yellowish green to try out. And we have also a blue, it's of course also a possibility. This is also one of the reasons to use thin paint. If you do not like it, you can paint it over. Oh, we are over there. I do like this combo, but I do like this one a little bit better. So that's one. What did I say? More yellowish green. I love those names. Toxic Waste Green. What's the next one? Fall Green. Oh, that's a little bit disappointing in name. That's a possibility. No, I will put it next to the. No, this is a little bit too greenish still. I just put it next to my what was it? Grave Gloom. There is a difference. Not the difference that I want to. Let's see how yellow is doing. In this case it is soul yellow. On this side as always, yellow will be needing at least one more coat. already did not thin down this paint. I now should have painted this over the other side. That is nice and white. Has a little bit good, and I was thinking about a blue, and this is Mediterranean blue. This now I'm reaching for this blue. Really nice thing. One moment. Where is that color? Ultramarine blue. Yeah, it's a very famous color, especially among wargamers. Ultramarine blue. Almost every paint manufacturer does have ultramarine blue. I believe even, I'm not really sure, but I thought that this category is already too dark. I thought that even Skill Color has it, but no, he does not. And I never thought about it. Somebody posted on, I believe on Twitter, posted a little YouTube, no, a little text. Never thought about it, but ultramarine blue has already been there since the Middle Ages about, I believe, or a little bit later, because it has nothing to do with ultramarines from Games Workshop, but ultramarine blue was a very expensive. Ultramarine blue is not a, yes, I know, from the 15th, 16th century, from Afghanistan. It was a really, and ultramarine means nothing more than real sea blue. Okay, it was in that time one of the most expensive. How are the color particles called again? Oh my god, I should make a list about all the words that escape my mind. Pigments. That's a really, really expensive. Thank you. My brain was a little bit faster than your typing, or at least the internet was a little bit slower. So, but yeah. The moment I did backup brain is at the ready. Yeah, thank you. As soon as I read that, I really had to, oh my god, yeah, effect. I mean, I'm not an artist, never learned anything about art or whatever, but the moment I read that, right, has nothing to do with. And for years, last few years, I always thought, how is it possible that Games Workshop does have ultramarines? He has ultramarine as a paint, but Vallejo also. That's has nothing to do with that. Okay, right. So technically, ultramarine is not even such a fantasy name. It's just a real color. So in fact, it's really bad. Johannes Vermeer is known for his use of ultramarine blue. Okay, yeah, that's why probably his painters are that expensive. To be honest, I do know that Johannes Vermeer is a Dutch painter. I have heard of him, but I do not know at what century he was. But I guess that he is one of the old school painters, one of the old school Dutch painters. Thus, he used very, very expensive pigments. Yeah, so it's mystery solved. But now my other, yellow is almost finished. Girl with a pearl earring. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was, by the way, the picture that they put about that article that I did read about ultramarine blue. So yeah, no, then they did take a good example. Only they did not. Fair enough, yeah. As I said, I have never learned anything about, never anything, but luckily I am one of those people that know enough to know that the painting of Girl with a Pearl Earring is something else than the Mona Lisa, because some people do think that that painting, Girl with a Pearl Earring, is the Mona Lisa. And I even believe that's a completely different age. Not really sure, but now the other conundrum. What time is it? Oh, okay. You know what? I will leave the banner, his staff, a little bit for what it is. Oh, I spilled a little bit of blue on the bones. Yeah, and I will decide later, although the bright blue is The other thing is that I will be needing to use that bright blue somewhere else, I guess. Well, I don't need to, but anywho, I will decide later. It's all not very great. Maybe when Mona Lisa is from the 1500s, while the girl is from the 6. You had to Google it, yeah, no problem. Take a shot, yeah, maybe that helps. But you see, hey, I didn't even study any artist stuff, but there are some things that I still picked up. It's also maybe good for my throat. Let's keep that one over there. So, for those on sick leave, oh, yeah, he's hitting it. Ooh. So, I will look those feeling. Oh yeah, now at least my throat, it's all tingly. I think I will just finish I'll finish at least. Keep working on his armor, on the copper colors, and then later on go look what kind of color I want to use for the staff. Maybe I can even use the same color as his armor, but only make it a little bit little paler maybe, just by adding a little bit more white or grey. Well, even classical art can be a great inspiration. Yeah, certainly. I mean, especially if you want to learn non-metallic metallics. I mean, the classic paintings, that was just white canvas, and if you can paint metal like that, then you can certainly do non-metallic metallics on the paint on the Mini. It's a little bit different. OGS. Sorry, now you lost me a little bit. My brain is not computing. Original Gangsters. Never mind, okay. Oh, you mean the old school painters? The original gangsters? Okay, never heard that term, but... yeah, okay. I'll try to remember that. On a complete, talking about old masters, I don't know if you know it, but or did I already tell it? Michael Modder has to stop temporarily with painting minis, or at least painting minis for all his Patreons, which I am one of. Because he has what they call a frozen shoulder. Of course, his right shoulder, and he is left-handed, so he can literally not lift his right hand. But he has. Yesterday he did do a live stream painting a giant skeleton. A Reaper Mini. Yeah, he saw the announcement, the video. Yeah, it's, yeah. I mean, it's his income, and if he cannot paint, then yeah. But he is, of course, trying to give his right hand, right arm as much as rest as it needs. If he is lucky, within 3 months it could be over. If he is unlucky, it can be over 3 years. But he is now also trying to paint left-handed, and that is something he showed. I tried to say 3 things at the same time in one thing in 3 different versions at the same time. That doesn't work. On Thursdays he always has his painting stream, and yesterday he did paint a giant skeleton, or skeleton giant, whatever you want to call it, from a Reaper. He was a bit disappointed that he did not get as far as he normally gets with painting. For those who do not know, normally Michael Modder, if he paints 10 minis in an hour, that's very slow. And yes, I mean batch painting, but still then, in painting complete 10 minis in an hour, in a nice tabletop quality, that's quite something. So I have seen him paint that giant yesterday, for the first time ever. Wow, that's quite something, and it looked damn good. He still has to work out some kinks, because he forgot that he cannot use his right arm. He had a little spinning tabletop thingy that he can just spin with his hands, just to get the Mini around. Really nice, only he forgets every time that he is not able to use, or he should not be using his right hand for that. Yeah, he did not finish the mini, but damn it, now you can say, because it was a mini like, it's I guess a mini like as big as this, almost as big as the total of Nagash. A little less detailed, but still quite detailed. And yeah, if you start to paint left-handed for the first time, it's certainly, no, I wanted to say certainly not something that I want to try, but we are all goblins. He is our goblin king. One of them us already said to just give him a little bit of a yeah, give him a little bit of support. If he is doing it, shouldn't we? And there were quite some idiots who said, yeah, I guess we should just try it too. And to be honest, it is something that in the past I sometimes did think of. I mean, he has a frozen shoulder. That is a problem with his his nerves. Probably from just always sitting hunched over. But yeah, you can also get in an accident. Yes, that is something that I'm going to try. Of course, I will not pick a mini like Nagash or a very small mini. I will also start a little bit bigger. And I guess I have quite few nice giant minis to try it out. Because to be honest, what if I ever get in some kind of accident and lose my right arm? This is not my business. But it's certainly worth trying. And on the other hand, we also want to support Michael, of course, a little bit. And yeah, it's I mean, there are so many people, and I'm not even talking about the people who have born without a right or left arm or like that. I really mean people who did have accidents or diseases or whatever, lose one of their arms and have to work with the other ones and still can do a great job. It's everything in the mind. And yes, I am certain that I will certainly not get it to a same quality painted as this little guy, but it should be possible to paint up especially a giant, or maybe I have another 75mm model. I still have to look, at least to a somewhat decent tabletop quality. And even if it does not work out, oh, well, yeah, for me it would be just a laugh to try it out. And I think, yeah, it's almost, because this number I have this playlist already running about an hour before I started the stream. I have already heard this number, this song. I am sorry I did but did you say steal your car? Whatever. Yeah. So it's almost time to quit for tonight. I was, are you going to do something fun tomorrow? Yeah, I am going at least for a little bike ride, just to get moving, even though I believe the weather is not that good. And I am going on with my magnetizing my minis. Or better said, I am going to clean up my desk, at least going on with it. I probably will not finish it. And as I do not have to go to sleep very early, I hope also a little bit painting to do. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I believe I have said that a few times. I am a guy that likes to try out things, and as I am still a little bit walking is a little bit troublesome for me, and maybe anyway, I decided, as the Kunstberg also delivers by post, I have tried that out. So you are going skip instead. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's absolutely not going to hurt in my condition. Just leave the painful leg very limp and then just skip. Yeah. No, I tried out. I did order some stuff from the Kunstberg, the art store, just to see how, yeah, a little bit also how quickly. It's in fact almost the next day delivery. Very well packed, and a very nice handwritten personal note to thank me for my order. And that's something that I really, really like. I mean, I even did get a little sample. It's over here. Oh yeah, that's why I got. Yeah, that's right. I got a nice little card. This is the back side. And thank you very much for your order, Kunstberg. That is the art store. And it was attached to this one. So I have a professional piece of watercolor stick. And that's why I got into the whole ultramarine stuff. Because this is what... Watch out, what color is it? It is, where is it? It is French ultramarine. Oh my god, Games Workshop has also French ultramarines. No, it is the color ultramarine. Oh. Yeah, good to know. And also one good thing, I am on some sort of a diet. I'm trying to get my sugar intake a little bit more down, not directly to lose weight, but to get more. Oh, I believe we talked about it yesterday. And I must say, it's my 4th day now. It's still a little bit hard, as my mother did leave enough nice candy in my cupboard in my living room. But I'm forcing myself that I can have some, but not everything at once. And until now, it's going okay. But I also have quite a little bit more energy during the whole day. I have had months that I have not even been up here in my painting room. In the last 3 days I have been here several hours. So that's already a win for me. Now only to get my brain to notice it, that it is better not to eat all that sugar stuff. So I will never ever 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 eat so much sugar. Unless I have a birthday. Or something. Oh, and I even told my mother that if she wants to bring me snacks or whatever, bring me some bags of unsalted nuts, because I'm not really fond of them, but if I have nothing else I will eat some of it instead of candy, so that's only good. Yeah, but you are allowed to have some, you have a nice treat sometimes. Yeah, but sometimes it's not every day of the week. And with a little snack, it's for me a whole bag. So no. But no, it was no problem for her as long as she can bring something like a snack to me. Okay, yeah, well then please bring nuts. Is it really important to paint that one? No. If I holding this model like this, I can see behind the kneecap and I see a little bit of gray. But to be honest, when it is fitted on the rest of the model, I hardly doubt you are really going to look like this to see if there is still a gray area. I hope. Anyway, otherwise, not my problem. Good. That's. I'm going to work on a menu for my parents' anniversary. Have fun. Okay, yeah. Have fun with that. I'm going to shut down my stream because it's time for that. So thank you for popping by for the chat. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you another time. Bye. I said bye. Pro streamer. Ja.